It has been a long day working, guys. I've been outside most of the day actually, but I'm just in here now putting the last final touches on a custom knife order so I can ship it out tomorrow. And I wanted to show you guys, I'm actually going to do a stone sharpening on this one as a treat for the customer. That isn't something I always do now. It's not something I do very often. Excuse me, because it adds a bunch of time to the bill, and it's just not something you can manage with every knife. But I'll show you the knife here. It's the warrior pattern, black and red liners, olive green linen micarta, brass mosaic handle pins, brass long tube there, saber grind, full forge finish here. And we are going to put a gorgeous mirror polished edge, and that'll look really nice against that forged finish. We're going to start with one of my favorites again here, the Nanoa Glassstone 1000. Now the knife already has a 400 bell edge, which is a pretty nice edge actually, really nice. This 1000 will manage to refine on that just a small amount. So we're going to put the knife on the stone here. I'm going to tip up till our shadow disappears, starting right at the heel here. Notice I have a nice big sharpening notch on this one, really nice. Then we're going to start working, and some people will do every pass a full pass. I don't think that's necessary. Incredible results already. This 1000 ceramic is really something. I'm just working it back and forth, keep checking my edge. I'm feeling for a burr developing. I'm looking. It's looking great. I can do full passes. Notice I'm going forward and backwards. Not just cutting strokes, not just stropping strokes. There's some debate about this as of late, which I think is silly. Why take your knife off and reset your angle every time? It opens a lot more room for error. Even let's suppose one method was slightly elevated above the other in performance. What you might gain in performance, you would lose in how good your angle is by having to stroke, come back, stroke, come back. So you would lose the edge just by having to reset each time. You do a lot more convexing of your edge, as opposed to being able, like right now, my hands are locked in, my angle isn't changing, and you get better at that over time. Get better at holding that angle. At this point, you see how dirty my stone has gotten. All that particle embedded in there from the knife. Now is when I'll give it a good scrub with my Nagura. Some people, I believe it's labeled on the website as a dressing stone. You can pick it up at paulsfinest.com. That's where I got that one. Back to a nice clean stone. And again, my edge bevel is pretty much set on the belt grinder, so I don't have to spend very much time at all on this 1000. So these will be my finishing strokes now. I always do this exact same process. When I get almost at the end, I will clean up my stone. It's nice and fresh, no weird inclusions going on in there. Nice clean stone, and then I will start lightening pressure and using only cutting strokes for the last little bit of the process. Now we just finished up with the 1000 here. I'm going to do something a little bit wild tonight. I am going to finish the knife on my old, you guys, your long-term followers, Michael and Chad and Ray, a lot of you long-time viewers will know this stone before I even say it, the Woodstock. And this is a beautiful 6000 size. This is a 1000, 6000 combo. Combination stones are a great way to start off. You have a 1000 grit here, 6000 here, and it's really beautiful. I really like the way it feels. The 6000 leaves a gorgeous polish. Feels very nice, interacts nice with the user. Or at least it did when I last used it, which was a few years ago now. Okay, let's see how we feel about our old girl after a few years hiatus. It's a smaller stone than I'm used to using these days. So velvety. It's a softer stone than the stones I've been working with in recent years. Like the Nanowatt Professional ones there, my Professional 5000 is ridiculously hard. Feels like you're sharpening on glass plate or something. This has a velvety, forgiving, like a warm feel. Almost hard to describe. But notice how good of a job it does cutting. Nice and soft. You can definitely tell it's soft just by that. Look how quickly and easily I can build or carve the stone surface down and build up a bit of a slurry there. A recent question I got was about using the Nagura for building a slurry. I don't use it for that purpose. I use it as a dressing stone, which is what it's labeled as, for cleaning up my stone. And it works just lovely for that purpose. And I don't like using my stones with much of a slurry or a paste in there, honestly. I've experimented with it, I've tried it out, lots of different methods like that, but I've just never enjoyed having all that mess. I like the results of having a nice clean stone, no grit contamination, no buildup, no gunk. Since this stone is cutting so well, I'll soon dress it again now. And we'll move, since I think I've done most of my polishing there now, it looks like I'll move to just those lighter cutting strokes, being very careful with my angle. It's a very robust knife, steeper angle than most any of my other knives. Now, since we're already kicking it old school, why don't we go back with our old strapping methods as well? Let's try that out. We have a finished side of leather with some green compound. This is what I used back in the day instead of a rouge that I use more often now. Green is a little bit more aggressive. And on this hard side of leather, it's very nice. Ooh, I can see that polish. Can you see that? Edge a little wipe here. And then I always finished on this piece. This was a piece of guitar strap. This is my very first strap. I still keep it, but it's a piece of guitar strap, so it has that, you see that glossy polished finish leather? Oh, that's a familiar feel. Man, how many sharpening sessions with these tools here. Crazy. Comes back to that, you know, to stop drib-drabbing at your skills and invest the time until you master something and then move on. I had a post on my Instagram or my Facebook the other day about that, you know. I try not to drib-drab in different hobbies and skills. I try to spend enough time at something when I pick up something new that I achieve some level of mastery, or at least very high proficiency, so that if you do drop it, you move on to other things and you come back, whoa, that it's not unfamiliar to you. And a gorgeous polished edge here, ready for this customer. I think they'll be very pleased. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? That is just pretty. I don't do a high grade polish enough anymore. This isn't a flawless polish, but this is pretty nice. Continue with the old school theme. The leg on the bench. Quick test here. Some thick hair right there. See that? That is a beautiful shaving edge there right now. Okay, that's enough because it's short season. So that's it for this video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you learned a little something. It sure was nice to dive back into some of the old methods, the old tools and systems that I used to use, and they feel oh so familiar. Probably more familiar still than some of the new, beautiful, fancy and professional gear that I use. Just kind of feels like home, you know, just so familiar to my hands. Those eyes closed. You remember those videos actually I did quite a few years ago now, where I did a blindfolded sharpening a couple different knives, and that's just how it feels, just like riding a bike. Feels like home, like I said. Thanks for watching. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if it's your first time here. Make sure you leave me a comment, let me know if you'd like to see more of this type of content, more sharpening. I've been trying to pick up the sharpening content again lately, and I've really been enjoying it. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you in the next video.